Well, the important thing about immigration reform is that the federal government needs to do its job. And I spent some time in the Congress, and this was a frustrating issue that we were never able to bring it in for a landing. We have to do a better job securing our borders. We have to have a more modern approach to attracting talent and keeping talent in the United States so that laboratories and research facilities aren't being built in Bangalore or in Beijing, but they're staying here in the United States. And so the idea that when some of the most talented and ambitious people from around the world come here to study at our universities, those are job creators, those are innovators. We want them to stay here and build out their opportunities here in this country. And then at the other end of the workforce spectrum, whether it's in agricultural labor or in hospitality, busboys and servers and hotel maids, clearly there have been shortages in that labor market. It was difficult to find someone to pick strawberries or oranges or tomatoes when the unemployment rate was 4%, and it was difficult to find it when the unemployment rate was 10 or 11%. I mean, that's just not something that domestic labor is interested in doing. If we don't have a temporary guest worker program for people to participate in ag labor, all of that agriculture that's dependent on hand labor will go offshore. And when we lose it, it's never coming back. And so that would put us in the position of being as dependent on Central America for our produce as we are on the Middle East for our petroleum. And that's just an untenable position. It's a food security, national security issue to be able to produce our own food and fiber. And unlike the Midwest, where they crank up a combine and they run it all night and one guy can cover thousands of acres, this is a hand labor dependent industry. And so the solution is to have a modern, relevant federal immigration law that secures our borders, that has real technology on the border. I mean, if you think about your passport, it's just a book of paper and a rubber stamp. I mean, my kid's elementary school library card has more technology embedded in it. We need real border security. We need a legal mechanism for people to come here on a temporary basis and perform a task that is a gap in our economy and then go home. And you can do that in ways that attract people for that short period of time. Citizenship does not have to be a part of that equation. Amnesty does not have to be a part of that equation. They don't have to be a burden on our emergency rooms. There is a way to do this right, and I hope that Congress gets it right.